I incapacitated her without killing her. I do not know why. My claws stopped short of her throat. She collapsed, unconscious but alive. As the construct reached full activation, a signal pulsed outward, through space, through time, through whatever dimensions lay beyond our understanding. The collective fleet faltered. Ships powered down. Warforms froze mid-stride. The artifact had made a choice. It did not align with the strongest. It aligned with the most emotionally resonant. Humanity. The relic broadcasts a message, not coordinates or commands, but of presence, a declaration. Humans were not conquerors. They were guardians, and they were willing to die to prove it. The High Council ordered an immediate withdrawal. I carried Captain Ellison back to my ship as explosions tore the outpost apart behind us. I do not know why I saved her, but I know why I was afraid. Weeks later, after the ceasefire, I stood before the council to report my failure. They expected analysis. They received confession. I felt fear, I told them. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Humans are dangerous, I continued, not because of their weapons, but because of their willingness to suffer for one another. They weaponize empathy. They turn loss into strength. The council dismissed my words as contamination, but they listened because the artifact still pulsed, because the galaxy had noticed. Humanity was no longer a minor civilization. They were a signal. Captain Mara Ellison survived. I know, because she sent me a message months later, short, direct. You hesitated. It read. That saved my life. Whatever you are, thank you. I did not respond. I did not know how, but I remember her eyes. I remember the terror I felt, not of dying, but of understanding. Because when I faced humanity in battle, I learned something the collective never anticipated. Fear was not my weakness. It was my awakening. And the last thing the galaxy would ever underestimate again was the power of the human heart. The first human I ever killed was already dead when I realized I was afraid. I stood on the fractured surface of Moon K-47, my combat claws trembling inside their exosheaths, staring at a creature that should not have been able to stand, yet did. Its armor was cracked, its helmet gone, its face streaked with blood that steamed in the vacuum-sealed air bubble around us. One eye was swollen shut. The other locked onto me with something I had never encountered in any war simulation. Defiance. That was when terror found me. But that was only the beginning. I am Vector, the Axiom Collective, bred for command, engineered for logic, trained since emergence to believe fear was a malfunction reserved for lesser species. We conquered by efficiency, not hatred. We calculated outcomes, minimized losses, and moved on. Emotion was noise. Emotion was weakness. Humanity was supposed to be noise. The collective High Council labeled Earth a volatile developing civilization. Their technology crude but adaptable. Their emotions excessive. Their threat level negligible. The decision to engage was not made from fear, but convenience. Humans occupied a strategically valuable region of space, rich in jump lanes and rare isotopes. We expected surrender. What we received was resistance. What I did not expect, what no simulation prepared me for, was the way humans fought, as if every breath mattered, and as if death itself were negotiable. Our first engagement was meant to be a demonstration, a show of force. One battle to break their spirit. The Axiom fleet descended into Earth's orbit like a blade of polished night. Orbital defenses fell within minutes. Cities went dark. Communications fractured. Our warforms deployed across lunar colonies and forward stations with surgical precision. I led the assault on K-47, a minor human outpost guarding a supply route. Intelligence predicted minimal resistance. Civilian evacuation in progress. A clean victory. Instead, we walked into a trap. Human mines detonated beneath our landing craft, tearing 3 warforms apart before they could rise. Railgun fire screamed to the thin atmosphere, punching holes through armor rated for plasma impact. Human pilots rammed their own crippled ships into ours, sacrificing themselves without hesitation. My tactical overlay flooded with red alerts. Losses exceeded projections by 312%. What are they doing? one of my subcommanders asked, disbelief rippling through the neural link. I had no answer. What I saw next changed everything. They should have broken. Any rational species would have. Their defenses were collapsing, their numbers dwindling, their command network fragmented. Yet they advanced. Humans emerged from smoke and debris, moving forward even as they bled, dragging wounded comrade behind cover, while firing with their remaining hands. I watched one human, small, fragile by our standards, stand in the open, provide suppressive fire, while others retreated. When he fell, another took his place without pause. There was no command signal forcing them. They chose this. I felt something twist inside my neural core. A pressure, an anomaly. Fear did not come all at once. It crept in quietly. Midway through the battle, something impossible happened. Our sensors detected a power surge beneath the surface of the outpost, far beyond human technological limits. A hidden reactor flared to life, its signature unstable, ancient. This was not human design. This structure predates their colony, my analyst reported. Unknown origin. Before I could order a retreat, the ground ruptured. From beneath the moon's crust rose a relic, a dormant alien construct, older than the collective, older than any recorded civilization. The humans had found it centuries ago, buried beneath their settlement, and they had built their home around it, not to worship it, to guard it. None of us were prepared for the truth. The construct awakened in response to the battle. Energy pulsed through alien glyphs as if stirred by violence. The humans did not flee from it. They fought harder. I intercepted fragmented human transmissions, their voices raw, emotional, terrified, and resolute. Hold the line. Buy them time. If we fail here, everything fails. Them, not us. Each human death fed the construct energy, biological resonance, emotional output. The artifact responded to sacrifice. It was not a weapon. It was a listener, and humanity was screaming into it. But that was only the beginning. As the construct stabilized, it emitted a field that disrupted axiom command links. My connection to the collective weakened. For the first time since my creation, I was alone inside my own thoughts. And that was when fear fully bloomed. I saw humans doing something that defied every axiom of warfare. They advanced towards certain death with full awareness of the cost. Not because they were ordered, not because they lacked understanding, but because they believed someone else would live if they did not. One human officer caught my attention. Her name was Captain Mar Ellison. I learned it from her own shouted orders as she rallied her remaining forces. Her left arm was gone, cauterized by a plasma blast. She continued directing troops with her right, her voice hoarse but unbroken. I confronted her near the reactor chamber. She stood between me and the construct. Alone, she raised her weapon with one arm, knowing it would not stop me. "Go ahead," she said, blood on her teeth. "Do it." I hesitated. That pause nearly killed me. She fired. The shot glanced off my armor, but the act itself, defiance in the face of certainty, shook me more than any weapon. "Why?" I demanded, my translator rendering the word roughly. "Your resistance is illogical." She laughed, a broken, exhausted sound. "Yeah," she said, "we get that a lot." Then she charged. What I felt in that moment was not confusion. It was terror,